I want college administrations to stay totally out of the social lives of the students, right? If a crime is committed, it should be reported to the police. I've been writing that for 25 years now, right? But it's not the business of any college administration to take any notice, okay, of what the students say to each other, as well as do with each other, okay? I want it to totally stop. It is fascism of the worst kind.
I agree. Well, I think it's fascism of the worst kind because it's a new kind of fascism. You know, it's partly generated by legislation. So like the Title IX memo that was written in 2011, I recently got a copy of that goddamn thing. That was one polluting bit of legislation. That memo basically told universities that unless they set up a parallel court system, they were going to be denied federal funding.
Unbelievable.
It is absolutely unbelievable.
Incredible. And the leftists are supporting this.
I know,
okay?
I know.
This shows there is no authentic campus leftism. I'm sorry, it's a fraud. Okay, I mean, the faculty should be fighting the administrations on this.
Yeah, tooth
fighting
and
that
nail.
federal regulation of how we're supposed to behave on campus.
Well, how can you be so naive and foolish to think that taking an organization like the university, which already has plenty to do, and forcing it to become a pseudo-legal system that parallels the legal system could possibly be anything but utterly catastrophic. It would mean you would have to know absolutely nothing about the legal system and about the tremendous period of evolution that produced what's actually a stellar system and an adversarial system that protects the rights of the accused and of the victim, and to replace that with an ad hoc bureaucracy that has pretty much essentially the same degree of power as the court system with absolutely none of the training and none of the guarantees. And
kangaroo courts.
There are kangaroo courts.
That piece that I wrote about date rape, it was in January 1991, Newsday, the most controversial thing I ever wrote in my entire career. I attacked the entire thing and demanded that colleges stand back and get out of the social lives of the students, so on. And people, the reaction, people tried to they called the president of my university, tried to get me fired. You can't believe the hysteria, okay? Right?
I can believe it.
Well, yes, you can
believe it. I can believe it.
Yes, you can believe it.
Yeah,
right? So,
yeah.
right, anything that says to women, okay, that they should be responsible for their own choices is regarded as reactionary? Are they kidding me? Okay, this is such a betrayal of authentic feminism in my view.
Well, it's the ultimate betrayal of authentic feminism because it's an invitation of all the things that you might be paranoid about with regards to the patriarchy back into your life, right? It's an insistence that the most intrusive part of the tyrannical king come and take control over the most intimate details of your life.
Incredible.
Absolutely
incredible.
And the assumption is that that's going to make your life better rather than worse, right?
And not to mention this idea of the stages of verbal consent, as if your impulses based in the body have anything to do with words, and so on. I mean, that's the whole point is about sex. Okay, is to abandon that part of the brain that's so and entrammelled with words. I mean, you see these.
It's actually a marker of lack of social ability to have to do that. Because if you're sophisticated, it's not like if you're dancing with someone, it's not like you call out the moves, right? If you have to do that, well, then you're more worse than a neophyte, right? You're an awkward neophyte, and anybody with any sense should get the hell away from you. And so if you're reduced to the point where you have to verbally negotiate every element of intimate interaction, then
what a downer! Oh my God.
Well, yes, but what an unbelievably, what would you call it, naive and pathological view of the manner in which human beings interact.